Also, Hollywood's psychic of the stars, a truly gifted lady, Miss Angela Janine. And now, the man of the half hour, Mr. Skip E. Lowe.
I can't believe it. Raisin in the Sun. Tell me, Esther Rolle. Tell me about Raisin in the Sun.
Oh, I'm quite excited about it, Skip. Um, it's a play that was done originally some 25, 6 years
Right.
ago on Broadway.
Who did it originally?
Originally, Claudia McNeil, Sidney Poitier,
Ugh, Claudia McNeil.
Ivan Dixon,
Uh-huh.
Diane Sands.
What a cast.
Yeah, what a
Did you see it
cast
on Broadway?
indeed. Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
So tell me about this.
Well, this one, I'm excited about it because I'm glad to see it coming back
Uh-huh.
because I think it's a classic. In fact, I know it is. And I would like for people to see it again to realize the greatness of the author.
But the message of that play.
The message, but the message was so before our time. And this woman was so young when she saw so much ahead of time what was going to happen.
Right.
That it's just wonderful. What she does with Beneatha,
Uh-huh.
that compares to what happened in the 60s, which was after,
Right.
makes her seem like a psychic.
Uh-huh.
Really beautiful, and I'm just glad.
So it opens here in L.A. at
at
the
the Wilshire Theater
uh-huh.
on April 1st.
April 1st. Oh, well, you must be excited, though. But you've been busy. What is new and exciting in your life? This play, you were at the Washington, D.C. with the play?
Yes, at the Kennedy Center, where we broke all records.
Uh-huh.
Dustin Hoffman had held the record since '84 with Death of a Salesman. And we came through, and
Who's some of the cast in the play?
Delroy Lindo plays Walter Lee.
Uh-huh.
Starletta Dupois is Ruth.
She's great, Starlet Duke.
Yes, she is.
She's from what show is she? Do you know?
I don't know.
She's a wonder. I remember seeing
But
her.
she is a great Ruth. Great as Ruth.
Esther, are you satisfied with what's happening with the black actors in America? Now, be honest.
No.
Huh?
No.
I asked Eartha Kitt that too, and she says no. You're not either. Why aren't you? Does she think they're getting
There's not enough.
not enough?
Not enough work.
Is it because of the writing or what?
Well, very much so, the writing. But there are other things involved, too. I think more black business people should invest in the arts and theater.
Ah, you're trying to tell me that the black businessmen are not investing in the theater.
Not as
They're
much
not
as
being
they
angels.
should. They're not as much as they should. I would feel far less like a guest in the nest if there were black investment.
I see.
But when you have no real input, it's hard to demand.
Yes. Esther Rose, where are you actually from originally?
Pompano Beach, Florida.
Are you really?
Got a street down there named after me.
Well, show. I mean, good times. How long it's been on the air? I mean,
Oh,
good times.
it was
has been
on for 7 years, but
7 years.
but we've been off for some time now.
Yeah, but you're getting. It's being shown constantly.
Yes, it is.
It's shown
And
in
all over
Japan,
the
all over the world,
all over the world.
even in Taipei.
Somebody promised me a taping of the show done in
In the Philippines?
no, one of the African languages.
Oh, okay. It's shown. It's constantly all over the world.
It's so wonderful. He says, you're going to be so happy when you see this. And to see all of you speaking in...
Different languages, of course. Of course. You speak French and you speak all kinds of Philippines.
I never knew I was so bright.
Esther Rose, how did you get into the business?
Oh, I don't know.
Show
That's
business.
really a hard question to answer because I think innately it was a part of the family.
So you grew up in
I always did the plays at school, at the church, at the community center, wherever. By the time I was in high school, I was announcing for my high school choir, chorus, which broadcast on WQAM every Sunday
I see.
morning.
So that's where it all started.
Yes,
you
time
as
way
a-
back. My oldest sister was in theater long before. And then about 3 of us came up after her doing the same thing.
I see. Who's your oldest sister?
Estelle Evans.
Estelle Evans is your oldest sister?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that. Really?
Did you know of her?
Yeah, no. She's a great actress, isn't
Oh.
she?
Yes, she was. She
I heard-
passed away about 2 years ago. July will make 2
Margie
years.
McGlory was talking about her.
No kidding.
Yes, Estelle Evans.
She did To Kill a Mockingbird.
Uh-huh.
And she did The Learning Tree.
The Learning Tree.
She was the mother in The Learning
Uh-huh.
Tree. A wonderful, wonderful,
So
wonderful
what
lady.
was really your first break, Esther Rolle's first theater break?
Oh, I was a dancer long before I was.
A dancer?
Mhm.
Okay.
But then after I started putting on weight, I said, well, I better find another way to make a living.
Now, what do you mean by dancing? You were working in nightclubs or
No, not really nightclubs.
dancing groups? Troops?
I worked in at colleges, and we did the ethnic dances of West
Oh,
Africa.
I see.
Also down at the forum.
Uh-huh.
We represented at the UN all of the emerging African countries. We just had fun at it.
So how did Esther Rolle get into the theater, to acting, though? Not just as a dancer, but get into acting. What was your first break?
I don't know whether you call it a break or not. I don't know what a break is. I worked hard. I worked very hard.
Did you do the?
I didn't care about the size of the role or even the compensation at the time.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to find out what I could do and how well I could do it. And so I did an awful lot of community theater, which I enjoyed and still love. And then we got into a thing after the Blacks, I believe was the first professional thing.
Uh-huh.
And out of that, after that rather, Douglas Turner Ward had written 2 little one-actors, Day of Absence and Happy Ending.
Uh-huh.
And he couldn't get it produced because everybody wanted to change it into something that it wasn't, make it a
Right.
political something. If you change this to communist, we will do it. And
Yes.
he said, no, that isn't what I wrote. Well, Robert Hooks got a job, I think it was NYPD. And he said, if I ever make any money, I'll produce it.
Uh-huh.
So he did.
Oh.
And we thought we were going to have it on for about 4 weeks.
Uh-huh.
It ended up running 15 months.
I see.
And out of that, the Negro Ensemble was born.
Oh, that's when it was born. I
Out
see.
of that.
Out of that.
The
And where
nucleus-
did Good Times come from? How did you get your break on Good Times?
Well, the Negro Ensemble came here to do something.
Right.
And while on a matinee day, between shows, Eric Monte had a play that he had written and asked me to ask some of us to read it. Most of the people said, I got another show to do tonight, I can't
right,
do it.
right.
So I did it.
So you read it and you got the part.
I did it, and he was so excited about me having read his play for him that he said, I'm going to do something for you one day. I forgot all about it. I was on Broadway doing Don't Play Us Cheap, Melvin Van Peebles' Don't Play Us Cheap.
That's right.
When Jane called and asked, she came and saw the play. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about Hollywood, period.
You were in New York at the time,
Yeah.
doing Broadway.
And I got this telegram saying if I would be interested in going to Hollywood, please come and see them. But if I'm not interested in going, don't waste the time because I have to pack up and leave right away. I didn't want anything like that, but I wanted to have the glamour of saying I had had a screen test because I had never had one. And everybody else
You'd
seemed
never
to
been to Hollywood before?
No. So I finally,
Have you enjoyed doing the show?
I enjoyed the first couple of years.
First couple of years. You're saying that like, what do you mean, first couple
Well,
of years?
I mean, it.
Did it get tired after that? Esther?
No, it wasn't that I was tired. It was that I felt it disintegrated into something that I had.
You could have done something
bargained
better.
for.
Yeah.
And so I thought that must have been put here for a better reason.
I see. You prefer the theater than TV?
I love them all.
Now you're saying something,
I love them all.
but you really
I
prefer the
get
theater,
more
don't you?
artistic satisfaction from the theater,
That's what I mean, yeah.
but I can't make a living at it. So I like them all. And I really do enjoy television.
You do.
I wish I could get more in films.
So you've been in show business a long time, Esther, haven't you? So looking back over your life right now, tell me something. Do you have any regrets at all?
I regret that I wasn't more knowledgeable when I came out here.
Knowledgeable.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean by that, knowledgeable?
I didn't know the workings. I didn't know how to get the best out, get best for me at a time when I was cresting. If I had had more knowledge about what was going on, what I was supposed to look for and ask for, I think I would have been in a much better position today.
Are you married?
No.
Single?
Yeah.
And happy?
Very.
You seem happy. You seem very happy. You know, Esther, I brought a lady with me tonight for you, just because I understand that you're into psychics and into spiritual meditation and wonderful things. I have this wonderful psychic. She's Rip Taylor's very dear friend, and she's a psychic of all the stars, and her name is Angela Janine, and she's sitting right next to you. And I'd like you to meet her. This is Esther Rose. Hello, Angeline. Do you feel anything? You're a psychic. What does that mean? You touch people and you can feel something about them, or about the past or the future, or what?
Well, usually when I meet a person, Skippy, I usually can get information about them by hearing their voice, by the vibration in their voice. I also can get information, which when I have a client come to me, by touching their ring or touching an object or holding their hand. Or touching a part of clothing. Yes. When I've done police work in the past, primarily they've wanted me to hold objects of missing people or objects that were used as weapons on individuals. But as far as Esther, with you psychically, I feel that this is the year of change. This is the year of more money coming into your life. This is the year of
that's what you're asking for.
This is the year of travel, in the sense of, I know you travel in your business now, but I mean travel as far as with a company. And where there are contracts signed, that you will travel on a tour, so to speak. Next year is the year that you start in films, which you've wanted to do for some time.
Motion pictures.
Motion pictures, definitely. You're going to play in something next year that you will be cast for that is a very heavy role. Something that's very controversial. And I feel it very, very strong. I feel there is a sense of you inside that you like to hit those real sensitive parts, let people know on the outside what Esther is made out of, and you have a very strong sensitivity about you, a very strong sensitivity. I would say that you also have very strong intuitions about people, very, very strong. I also will say, Esther, that I do see you seeing a dentist soon. There will be a small problem, dental-wise. Are you having that now?
Yes, but I haven't really looked into it because I'm afraid to.
Okay, well, it's not going to be as severe as you think. Please go. I also feel with you that that you will be getting a letter from Florida. There's something with Florida, something of a celebration or something that they would like you to attend. Have you received that yet, or? Well, it is going to come, something that they would like to acknowledge. Also, with you, at this time, I would be very careful because you're going through an accident-type prone period.
Oh. Don't tell me that and it's raining and I don't
right. You drive, right?
But you are going through somewhat of an accident-type prone. And that is why, because your mind is in so many areas right now. So when you are walking, you are not concentrating on what you actually should be.
She should be very careful.
She should be very careful.
Very alert. I see. Tell me, how did you, I mean, born this way or what? I mean, you say gifted. It's got to be, were you born? I mean, you were a child?
Well,
You felt-
actually, Skippy, when I was 4 years old, my first recollection that something was different about me
Yes.
was I was playing in the backyard with one of my dolls, and I was playing with an orange crate.
Really?
And I was pretending that the orange crate was a casket. And this is kind of morbid, but I was pretending it was my aunt's casket. My mother came in the backyard crying, and she said, Aunt Bess just died.
I see.
And I was pretending that was Aunt Bess.
I see.
But all through my life, in school, I was somewhat of a loner because when I would meet,
Different.
I would meet people. Why would I want to get to know them when I knew what type of person they actually were?
You really did feel this.
I felt that very strongly.
Amazing.
And
See, Peter Herkus, is it? He
Yes.
touches objects like you do.
Yes.
And but he doesn't. He goes back to the past.
Yes.
Is that, can you do that too?
yes, I do. I do go in the past.
You do.
And talk about past, but I also go future. Past gives us only somewhat of a reference. The
Right.
future is what we really
See,
are
Peter
interested
Herkus
in.
doesn't do the future.
Yes.
He does. Am I right?
Yeah.
He does the past.
Yes.
Yeah. But you do both.
Yes.
It's very, very. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Uh-huh.
And that's where I actually got my start and got my name.
And you
as a
came to
singer.
Hollywood with the stars. Who's
Yes.
some of the stars you've been doing?
Well, I
know
read
Rip Taylor is-
LaWanda Page is
LaWanda?
great.
Great. Uh-huh.
She's a fantastic actress.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to say something about Rip Taylor since we mentioned him.
Yes.
He's going to be doing some very interesting stuff coming up that he doesn't even know about.
He doesn't.
Number one, he's going to be typecast as a very serious role actor, not a comedian.
I understand.
That's coming.
Dramatic.
He's also coming back up like John Forsythe. Remember, he went through a lullaby time,
Yes,
and,
yes, yes,
and
yes.
all at once he came to the top.
Yes. Yes.
This is what's going to happen to Rip Taylor.
Really.
And
But good comics, good comedians, Esther, am I right? Good comedians are great dramatic actors. Am I
Well,
correct?
the line between
I mean, really.
comedy,
Comedy and
and
tra-
tragedy is so thin
Yes.
that, you know, I find in my work
Yes.
to, if I'm called on to play something very happy,
Uh-huh.
I have to think of something sad
Really.
to get that emotion. And for something sad, I have to
think-
think of a happy moment.
Really, isn't that
And I can get a truer
Truer,
emotion
uh-huh.
coming through.
interesting? Did you study acting at all?
Oh,
With any-
yes.
With whom? In Hollywood here? Or?
No.
New
I
York?
studied in New York.
With
I
whom?
went
Some-
to the dramatic school.
Did you do Louis Strasberg at all? The Institute at all? And
No, I didn't go there.
You didn't.
No.
But you did the New York Dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
The New School of Dramatic.
Do you sing, Esther?
No, everybody says I should.
You
they
should.
think I should. But,
Yeah.
my daddy scared me out of singing before I was 6 years old.
She said
He had a
something to me
perfect-
before. She said something to me before. She says, in my other life, I was a little boy, and I died as a little boy. Is that what you said?
yes, yes.
I died as a little boy, and I came back, and
Yes.
what
I
did she
the
mean by
first
that?
time I met you,
Yeah.
I felt very strongly. I got impressions that you had reincarnated, and in this life, there's still a little boy. And you, when you're 99 years old, you'll be still 14,
Really?
because this young boy died at the age of 14. I feel it very strongly.
I see.
Now, I have
Strange,
what's
isn't
very interesting, in the Midwest,
Yes.
when I was living in Dayton, Ohio, my clientele were predominantly black. I had a friend of mine that was a very famous psychic, Maggie Price, and her clientele were mostly white. Maggie told me, when I make my transition or when I die, I will come to you. Well, she did make her transition, and she was the one that told me that night that I met you. She said he was a little boy and died
Really?
at age 14. And you are a very sensitive individual. You are very scattered because you have so many things, so many
a
people
Gemini,
pulling,
darling.
so many people pulling at
A
you.
triple Gemini. You know
Yes,
what that means?
yes.
I mean, I'm 7 people.
Yes, definitely.
Terrible, terrible things. But will I ever just aim for, I mean, you know, just go in that line straight, or am I going to be scattered all my life?
I think that you will share yourself with everyone.
I do, yes, I do.
All
I like
your
that.
life.
Do you share
All your
yourself with everyone, Esther?
Too much so.
You do.
To my own detriment, you know.
Your
I
family
don't
or
have enough time left for me.
With your family or your loved ones and your friends and all that?
Friends, even people I
Don't even know.
don't know.
Sure.
Come up and ask
Uh-huh.
a favor, and
You
I've
do.
been bitten so many times, but lest it be true, one time I can't afford to say no.
You do a lot of benefits, don't you?
Yeah.
Tell me, what are you into right now, Esther? I mean,
Well, right now
just
I'm
beside the
into
play, I meant you do a lot of benefits and good things here in
Oh
Los
yeah, I
Angeles.
just came
Tell
back
me some.
from Oakland,
Uh-huh.
where I did the Black Film Awards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm into something else. I've worked with the schools quite a bit, the Board of Education, and I've been visiting with the schools and whatnot. I found that I was getting a little bit worried about the reaction of black children when you're talking to them. Too many of them were still a little.
They're little
yes,
what?
a little
Scared? Timid?
yeah,
Timid?
shy, overly timid for nowadays.
Yeah.
If you
Yes,
want to
exactly.
survive. And I kept worrying about what is wrong, why. And I belong to the Kwanzaa Foundation. That's a group of women, black actresses, who got together and decided we'll do something for charity because we felt that we wanted to give back to the community some of what it gave to us.
Yes.
And I met at an affair that we were giving a young lady who was an artist, Ann Woodford. And she was showing me something that she had. She asked me, could she do a drawing of me? She said, I like your bone structure.
Yes.
So I told her, yeah, I'll go ahead. So when she called me up about 3 weeks later and said, I have the picture, I want to see it. Would you like to see it? I said, yeah. She came and she brought it and she said, I want to show you something else I've got.
Yes.
And it was a little black rag doll. And I said, what are you doing with this? She said, nothing. I said, how long have you had it? She said, well, I had it about 6 years now. I said, well, why aren't you developing it? She says, well, I don't have any money to. So I said, well, you know, I'd like to help you to get it started because it is exactly what I need for what I'm doing
Yes.
in the schools. Out of that, we started doing Charlie and Annie Rag, R-A-G-G.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm now in the business,
So you're into doll business. Is that what
doll
you do?
business, yes.
Charlie and Annie?
Charlie and Annie Rag. I felt that what was mainly wrong is that our children didn't have images. And as far as I could see, we were the only ethnic group who gave our children their first love objects
Right.
that looked nothing like themselves.
So you got them a black doll.
Got them something that they could hug and know.
Yes.
This
They're-
way, a child does not have to feel subconsciously that I'm not worthy of love.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because when he looks at his toy and he looks at his
Yes.
first book,
Yes,
the things that he should love,
yes.
and then he looks at Mama and Daddy, and he looks at my minister and my teacher, can't identify.
Yes.
So I thought we would do this, and the response is getting
Going
to be
good.
quite good.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Where do they get these dolls?
We're doing it through a mail order business right now. It's ENA Global,
Great, great.
and we're at 1308 Factory
Yeah, you can't do
Place.
that, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm
That's all right, that's all
sorry.
right. But we can get them.
Oh yes, and they can be gotten.
Well, that sounds wonderful. So you're really busy,
It-
Mr.
it-
Rose.
it makes me happy.
She sounds busy, doesn't she?
She does, and she's such a sensitive person, and she's such a giving person. That's what impresses me about her as an actress. I've been a fan of hers for some time, and
my, how
actually, the-
Janine, have you ever been wrong? Come on, let's
oh,
get-
definitely,
I mean, tell me something. I want to know something real quick.
sure.
Reagan, President Reagan last night made a speech. The American people are accepting it. I don't know why, but they're accepting it. Let them do what they want. But really, is he going to last in office? They said he's going to die in office. Reagan was going to die in office. He has 2 more years. You're a psychic. Do you feel it or what?
Well, I feel definite health problems. However, I feel that he will last.
He will last?
I feel he will last. I feel more concerned with his wife than I do with him.
Well, she's running the country. I believe, Esther, I'm telling you, she is running the country. I believe this. I agree. He's saying no, but I think she is. She's propping him everything. That's the truth. I know. Well, go ahead.
I think there will be some legislation
Yeah.
with the AIDS thing. That's something that he's going to
do?
that is going to be very much an uproar. I see demonstrations.
You mean he? Well, the AIDS all came out when he became president of America. And they say that the AIDS, it's a man-invented thing. They say some man invented it and spread it. They're saying it's an African disease. I don't believe that.
No.
African's disease has been around for years and years.
And I don't.
And I don't believe it. I believe it was a handmade thing.
I think that's why they can't find a cure.
They can't find a cure. It just got out of way, and that's it. And I'm sorry, that's exactly what I believe. But you do believe that Reagan will last in office?
Yes, I do.
He will.
Yes, I do.
As a
I do.
kind of a president.
But I do feel that when they talked about the cancer that in the past with him, I felt there has been stuff that has been definitely passed over and has not been publicized as the truth. Let's put it that way.
Yes. He's tremendous talent.
Yeah, he's great.
That's one of my favorite interviews also.
Robert Morris?
Yeah.
Yes.
He really came clean, really very nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Skip.
Thank you. Ray Strickland, I am going to be there Saturday to see
Yeah,
you.
coming again,
think,
bravo.
I think you're wonderful. I
Oh,
really do. I'm
good.
coming with Jim Bailey and a few other
Oh,
friends who are going to
wonderful.
come to see you. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank my guests. They're wonderful. This is Skippy Lowe. We've been looking at